हरि ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरम् शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरं भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः विषेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। We shall chant from the fifth mantra. Adityo have pranaha arairev chandrama arairvayat sarvam yanmurtam chamurtam cha tasmat murtireva raihi. अथ आदित्य उदयन यत् प्राचीन दिशं प्रविशति तेन प्राच्यान् प्राणान् रश्मिषु सन्निधत्ते यद् दक्षिणां यत् प्रतीचीं यद् उदीचीं यद् अधो यद् ऊर्ध्वं यदन्तरा दिशो यत् सर्वं प्रकाशयति तेन सर्वान् प्राणान् रश्मिषु सन्निधत्ते स एष वैश्वानरो विश्वरूपः प्राणो अग्नि उदयते तदेतत् ऋचाभ्युक्तम् विश्वरूपं हरिणं जातवेदसं परायणं ज्योतिरेकं तपन्तम् सहस्ररश्मिशतधा वर्तमानः प्राणप्रजानामुदयत्येष सूर्यः. सुखबंदी कात्यायन asked ऋषि पिप्पलाद कि from whom does all these creatures come from? From whom are they born? So Prajapati Pippalada Rishi says that all have come from Prajapati only. So Prajapati, having the desire to create, first creates Rai and Prana. So Rai is all matter and Prana is the life, is that energy which activates the matter. Technically, it's called Rai and Prana. So Rai is represented by the moon and Prana is the sun. So just as when the sun rises, it illumines all directions and enlivens all directions. Similarly, when Prana, Prajapati as Prana rises, he enlivens all beings, those who are above, below, in front, behind, on the right, on the left. All beings are enlivened by the Prana. So, sa esha Vaishvanaro Vishwarupaha Pranaha Agni Udayate Tat Eta Richa Abhyuktam. So, that Prajapati who is enlivening all the beings in the entire cosmos is also known as Vaishvanara. He is the one who is expressing as this entire Vishwa. Though in the Vishwa there are infinite beings, but all of them are expression of this one Prajapati alone. So he is called Vaishvanara. He is Vishwarupaha. He is of multiple forms. The forms are many. Variety of forms are there. So Prajapati Vaishvanara alone is expressing in and through all these forms as life, as the Bhokta, as the Karta, as the Jnata. So he is also called Prana. and is also indicated as Agni. Agni means the Bhokta, the enjoyer. See, if you observe fire, whatever is offered into the fire just as though swallows all that is offered. It burns everything. The fire never says enough. Whatever fuel we offer into the fire keeps consuming all these fuels. Therefore, fire is also called anala. Analam. Analam means not enough. The fire as though says that whatever you are offering me is not enough. So fire represents Bhokta, the enjoyer, who keeps on enjoying. So all of us, we are enjoyers from beginningless time. We are taking birth in this world, constantly enjoying the joys and sorrows, assuming different life forms and enjoying the joys and sorrows in all of them. And we never say enough. Enough is enough. But one who is wise, one who has done satsang, one who has gained vairagya, says enough is enough. Now I want to transcend this bhokta and realize my own self and be free. But otherwise, all beings are indicated as enjoyers. So right from a tiny little microbe to the giant devatas and other creatures, they're all enjoying the joys and sorrows in this samsara. So it's called Agni. So Vaishvanaro Vishwarupaha Pranaha Agnirudayate. When Vaishvanara wakes up, the entire creation wakes up. And when Vaishvanara goes to sleep, the entire creation merges into Hiranyagarbha. So tad etad richa abhyuktam. So to strengthen what is conveyed, the Rishi quotes a mantra from the mantra portion of the Veda. So in the 8th mantra, he says, Ki Vishwarupam Harinam Jata Vedasam Parayanam Jyotirekam Tapantam Sahasrashmi Shatadha Vartamanaha Prana Prajanam Udayati Esha Suryaha. So the glory of Prajapati or glory of that Vaishvanara is indicated. How is this Vaishvanara? He is Vishwarupaha. Vishwarupam. Vishwarupam means Sarvarupam. Every form is the form of Vaishvanara only. See, Vaishvanara is born from Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha doesn't have any form. So he is Nirakar. Hiranyagarbha is Nirakar, means no Akar. And Hiranyagarbha but has got guna. So Hiranyagarbha is Sagun Nirakar. And Hiranyagarbha is also called Sagun Ishwar. So Sagun Nirakar Ishwara or Sagun Nirakar Brahma. And Vaishvanara is Sagun Sakar. He has got gunas and quality and akar and form. So the entire creation is the form of Vaishvanara. So Vishwarupam, Sarvarupam, and he is Harinam. Harinam means Rashmivantam, of the nature of rays. Hiran, our Vaishvanara, who expresses as prana, and this prana is like rays which engulfs the entire creation and enlivens everything, just like the sun. So the sun spreads its rays in all directions and not only upholds all the planets and satellites and asteroids and meteors and Oort clouds, but also enlivens everything. So our Prithvi, our earth is enlivened by the sun, the moon is also enlivened by the sun, the other planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all these planets are also illumined by the sun. So how does it illumine? Through its Rashmi, through its rays. So similarly, Prajapati is like the sun, who through his rays illumines all the living beings, above, below, everywhere. So he is called Harinam. Jatavedasam. Jatavedasam means Jata Prajnanam, having that knowledge, one who has a knowledge of everything. See, one who wants to create something should have the knowledge of that thing. All of us, we know. If you want to cook something, we should know the recipe properly. If we don't know the recipe, we will not be able to cook. So one who cooks, he has got the knowledge of that dish which he has to cook. Or a pot maker wants to make a pot, he should have a knowledge of the pot, how to make it. Similarly, one who creates the entire cosmos should have the knowledge of the entire cosmos. And that one is Prajapati, Vaishvanara. So this entire world has come from the knowledge of Vaishvanara. He knows. And his knowledge converts the material into this beautiful world. And the pranas enlivens this world. So Jata Vedasam, Jata Prajnanam. And his Parayanam. Parayanam is Sarva Prana Ashrayam, support of all beings. All beings are supported by Prajapati. So we are also living beings. So our body, our mind, our senses, what is supporting this body? The body is made up of so many different material. There are different chemicals are there in this body. And there are various organs are there having their own functions. So who is supporting this whole body? The prana. Prajapati as prana is supporting this body. If the prana leaves this body, the body will just disintegrate, just collapse. Similarly, all the beings are supported by Prajapati alone. So he is called Parayanam, Sarva Prana Ashrayam. And Jyotihi, Ekam, Jyotirekam. What is the Jyoti? Sarva Praninam Chakshubhutam. He is one Jyoti, one light. Means he is the light in all beings. Means he is the one because of whom we can see, we can hear, we can taste, we can touch, we can think, we can feel, we can remember. All these activities are possible because of that light of Prajapati alone. Our eyes made up of material, but because of that light of Prajapati I can see. Because of the light of Prajapati I can hear, I can taste. So he is the Jyoti. Jyoti means the light, means that which, because of which things get illumined. Means the ability to know is because of Prajapati. So how many Prajapatis are there? Ekam. He is one only. Advitiyam. Brahma, Supreme Brahma is one. Ishvara is one. Hiranyagarbha is one. Prajapati is one. And beings are infinite. Beings are, all other beings are infinite. Infinite jivas are there. Therefore, the world will continue to exist because jivas will continue to be there. Jivas will continue to be born and will seek moksha or seek bhog. But Prajapati is one who also delegates his work to other devatas and other beings, but essentially he is one. Advitiyam tapantam tapa kriyam kurvanam is one who gives heat, means he enlivens and he nourishes and he enlightens all being. Just as the sun, it heats up, it is hot, and it passes on this heat, that energy, to other beings, who in turn gains them, becomes enlivened. So this Prajapati, who is represented by the sun, is tapantam tapakriyam kurvanam swatmanam suryam, he is Surya. Therefore we have the Surya Upasana because the Surya, the sun, represents Prajapati and in turn represents Hiranyagarbha and in turn represents Ishvara. So worshipping Surya is very important, and following the Surya. So as soon as we wake up, we do namaskar to Surya Bhagwan, offer water to Surya, do Surya namaskar. So Suryaha Vijnatavantaha Brahmavidaha Swatmanam. So there were great knowers of Brahma, great rishis and great knowers of Brahma who recognize this Surya who recognize Prajapati as their own self. Swatmanam, Swatmanam, Suryam, Vijnatavantaha, Brahmavidaha. They came to recognize themselves as Prajapati. When you do Prajapati Upasana and contemplate on the nature of Prajapati, finally we understand Prajapati as our own self. In Taittiriya Upanishad also it is said, Yaschayam Purushe, Yascha Savaditte, Sa Ekaha. That Purusha who is there in me, in this Antakarana, and the Purusha who is there in the sun are one only. So due to ignorance, we see Dvaita, we see difference in myself and Prajapati. But when we gain knowledge, we come to understand our oneness. And one who has recognized that oneness, when he looks at this world, he sees his own glories everywhere. He not only understands everything is Ishvara, but he also understands everything is myself. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina, that I myself pervade this entire world. I exist in all, everything exists in me. Mayyeva sakalam jatam, mayi sarvam pratishtitam, mayi sarvam layam jati, tad brahma advayam asmi aham. That everything is born in me, sustained in me, and again merges back into me. I am that Advaya Brahma. So there were great Brahmavidaha, great knowers of Brahma, who came to realize themselves as Prajapati, their own self as Prajapati. Koasau Yam Vijnanavantaha, who were they? His Sahasra Rashmi, Aneka Rashmi, this Prajapati who is Sahasra Rashmi, who has got millions of rays coming out from him and enlivening all beings. Shatadha Anekadha Prani Bhedena, who exist in multiple ways depending on the multiple types of beings who are there. Means that Prajapati or Vaishvanara alone is the animal, bird, plant, the sea creatures, the devatas having different forms, different names, different functions. It is one Prajapati alone. Just as in our own body, there is only one life, but that life expresses differently in different our organs. The same life expresses differently in my heart, in my kidney, in my lungs, in my liver, in the blood. Same prana expresses differently. Similarly, that one Prajapati alone is expressing in all these beings. Anekadha prani bhedena vartamanaha pranaha prajana udayati esha ishvara suryaha. So such a Prajapati, he rises like the sun, glorifying the whole world. And when that Prajapati rises, the entire creation happens. See, when the whole world goes into pralaya, when that Mahapralaya happens, the world remains as Brahma alone. There are no divisions of any forms and names. The world remains as Brahma, as Sat. Sadeva Saumya Idam Agra Asit. Then from that Sat Brahma alone, Hiranyagarbha is born. Who has this Panchatanmatras, Samashti Mana, Samashti Buddhi, Samashti Ahankar, and Prana. Hiranyagarbha converts the Panchatanmatras into Panchamahabhut through a process known as Panchikaranam. So with this Panchikaranam, Vaishvanara is born. Vaishvanara is born. Then Vaishvanara gives birth to the Devatas, to the plants, and to animals and human beings. Now, interesting thing is, see, I keep repeating because we tend to forget, so unless it is repeated, you might not remember. But something new every time. So, Vaishvanara, his life, he also is born and he has got a lifespan. The lifespan of Vaishvanara is 1 day of Brahmaji, of Hiranyagarbha. And Hiranyagarbha's lifespan is 100 years, his own 100 years, which is a large figure. So we know our days, our year. From a human standpoint, we calculate our years. So 43 lakhs 20,000 years put together is one Mahayuga or Chaturyuga. Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga put together is called a Mahayuga. Such Mahayuga comes 1,000 times during the daytime of Brahmaji, of Hiranyagarbha. And then he goes to sleep. So when Hiranyagarbha wakes up, he does the Panchikaranam and Vaishvanara is born. And when Hiranyagarbha goes to sleep, that Vaishvanara also concludes his life. The next day when Vaishvanara wakes up, next day when Hiranyagarbha wakes up, another Vaishvanara is born. So Vaishvanara's lifespan is 1 day of Brahmaji. Brahmaji's lifespan is 100 years of Brahmaji. Then in 1 day of Vaishvanara, so many Manus are born. So 14 Manus are born. So the lifespan of one Manu is called Manvantara. And in one Manvantara, so many Devatas are born. So lifespan of those Devatas are one Manvantara. So in 1 day of Brahmaji, or in 1 day one lifespan of Vaishvanara, 14 batches of Devtas are born. 14 Manus are born. At present, we are living in the lifespan of 7th Manu, Vaivasvata Manu. His name is Vivaswan. He is the son of Surya Devta. He is called Vivaswan. So Vaivasvata Manu. Therefore in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan tells Arjuna that I gave this knowledge first to Vivaswan. And he gave this knowledge to Ikshvaku, Manu, and then Ikshvaku. So it's very interesting this way the whole cosmos functions. So one who meditates on this Vaishvanara comes to recognize his oneness with Vaishvanara, becomes free of this samsara. And others remain bound. Our lifespan is so fraction of a second compared to the lifespan of the Devtas. But the Devtas themselves, their lifespan is so small compared to the lifespan of Vaishvanara. Vaishvanara's lifespan is so small compared to the lifespan of Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha's lifespan is just a fraction in front of that eternal life of Ishvara, Anadi, Ananta Ishvara. So Vijnanavantaha Sahasra Rashmi Aneka Rashmi Shatata Anekadha Prani Vedena Vartamanaha Prana Prajanam Udayati Isha Surya. This is the quotation from the mantra bhag of the Vedas. So when the Vaishvanara rises and illumines the entire creation and livings or beings. So now the question was asked that from whom all these beings are born. So the answer is from Prajapati. But exactly how? What are the details? Those details are being described now in the following mantras. Shankaracharya writes, Ki yascha aso chandrama murtihi annam amurtischa pranaha atta adityah tad ekam. That this mithuna, etan mithunam, sarvam katham praja karishyata iti. It was said that from that Prajapati this mithuna was born, prana and agni, or rahi. And this rahi is chandrama, murtihi, who is chandrama, who is the murti, having a form. Annam, who is also indicated as anna, the food. And amurtihi, and formless prana. Prana is formless. And atta, who is the eater of the food. Aditya, who is represented by Aditya. Tad ekam, they are really one Prajapati only, but expressing as Mithunam, as this couple. So etan Mithunam sarvam katham praja karishyata iti. So from this Mithuna, how all these praja are born? How from this couple all these beings are born? That is the question. So that question is answered now in the following mantras. So let us chant mantra number 9. Samvatsaro vai prajapatihi tasya ayane dakshinam chottarancha tadye havai tad ishtapurte कृतम इत्युपासते ते चांद्रमसम एव लोकम अभिजयन्ते त एव पुनः आवर्तन्ते तस्मात् एत ऋषयः प्रजा कामा दक्षिणं प्रतिपद्यन्ते एषः वै रैः यः पितृयाणः. Very interesting. So the Rishi says, कि संवत्सरो वै प्रजापति. See, first it was said the Prajapati alone is Rai and Prana. Rai is Chandrama, Prana is Aditya, the sun. And now we also say the Prajapati is also the year. Means Prajapati is also time. See, when we talk about the creation is made up of matter, the creation is made up of life, the creation is also made up of time. Time is also part of this creation. And time is also expression of Prajapati only. So Prajapati alone is Samvatsara. Samvatsara means 1 year is called Samvatsara. So not only 1 year, but the month and days and minutes and seconds, all these are expressions of Prajapati alone. So first we will just see the meaning of this mantra. Ki samvatsaro vai prajapatihi. Prajapati is samvatsara. Year is Prajapati. And 1 year has got 2 ayana. 1 year is divided into 2, 6 months, 6 months. So 1 6 month is called Dakshinayan, and another 6 month is called Uttarayan. So Prajapati tasya ayane dakshinam cha uttaram cha. So Prajapati alone has become the year, and as a year he again is expressing as in 2 ways, one as Uttarayan, another as Dakshinayan. So from January to June, it's like Uttarayan, and from June to December, it's Dakshinayan. So Uttarayan and Dakshinayan are the 2 divisions of the year. See, when we look at the sun, all our directions and everything is calculated when we face the sun, the rising sun. When we look at the rising sun, where we are looking is east, our back is west, our right hand is south, left hand is what? North, then above, below. And when we look at the sun, it rises from a particular point in the horizon. And if we keep observing this throughout the year, we will find that the sun, it goes to a particular point in the northern direction, and then it travels in the southern direction till one point, and again it travels to the northern direction. So it keeps on as though traveling from north to south, south to north. The point where the sun rises seems to travel from north to south, south to north. So when the sun appears to travel from south to north, that is the period of Uttarayan. And when the sun appears to travel from south to north, north to south, it is Dakshinayan. So Uttarayan is the time of as the prana, and Dakshinayan is the time of Rai. So tad ye havai tad ishtapurte kritam iti upaste te chandramasam eva lokam abhijayante. So those who perform different types of karma, different types of action, like ishtapurta, like some actions to worshipping the devtas or some social service, social work, digging well, taking care of the forest, taking care of other human beings. So those are called Ishtapurta. So those who do this type of karma, tad Ishtapurte kritam iti upaste te chandramasam eva lokam abhijanti. They follow the path of the Dakshinayan and they reach the world of the Chandrama. Means they reach the world of Rai, means they reach the world of Bhog, enjoyment. But when the karmas come to an end, they again are born into this world. Kshine punya martya lokam vishanti. So ta eva punaravartante, they are born again. Tasmat eta rishayah prajakamaha. Therefore, those rishis or those people having desire for children, having desire for bhog, they follow this path of Dakshinayan, of karma. Dakshinam pratipadyante. Ishaha vai raihi. This is the path of Rai. Ya pitruyanaha. This is also called Pitruyana. The path of the ancestors, the Pitars. See now, let us contemplate. So tadeva kala samvatsaraha. Shankaracharya writes, that tadeva kala, this kala, this time, which is indicated here as samvatsara, a year, why Prajapati, he is Prajapati only. Prajapati alone is expressing as time. Tan nirvartyatvat samvatsarasya. Why? Because this time here is born from Prajapati only, means born from the Mithuna, from the sun and the moon. See, when we calculate time on earth, we take support of the movement of the sun as well as the moon, as seen from the earth. Though compared to the earth, the sun doesn't move much. The earth only takes a full round of the sun, a complete revolution of the sun. One revolution of the sun by the earth is indicated, that time period is indicated as 1 year. And one rotation of the earth around itself is 1 day. And one revolution of the moon around the earth is 1 month. So from the moment of the sun, the moon, we calculate time. We calculate year, we calculate day, we calculate month. So tithi, vara, nakshatra, muhurta, all this is calculated from the moment of the moon and the sun. So moon is Rai, sun is Prana. Both of them are expression of Prajapati. So this time is also born from Prajapati. See, time is very mysterious. The world which we experience is made up of these 5 elements: Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. These 5 elements alone go to make all the material which we see in this entire cosmos, made up of these 5 great elements alone. So, and this world is experienced through our senses. So, when we use all our 5 senses to experience the world, or we use all our 5 senses and experience any object of this world, that object which is experienced through all the 5 senses is called earth, earth element. That which is experienced only through 4 senses is called water. That which is experienced through 3 is called fire. That which is experienced only by 2 senses is called air. That which is experienced with 1 sense is called Akash. So when we hear a sound, that sound is expression of Akash only. But Akash itself is not seen. Akash itself is not comprehended. But sound is considered as the quality of Akash. But when we look at this world, when we look at some objects, and from our standpoint, we are also an object, our body is also an object. So from our standpoint, when we look at an object, we see some object in front of us, we see some object behind us, we see some object on our right, on our left. So these are called directions: front, behind, right, left. They're called direction, disha, directions. So how do you know direction? We take support of objects. Only by taking, if there are no objects, we will not know any directions. Taking support of objects, we talk about directions. And direction is also expression of Akash. Then distance is also expression of Akash. One object is here, another object is there. Suppose from here to there, if I want to go, I am here at point A, then I walk to point B. So point A, this object is there, point B, another object is there. But what is in between? In between, it is distance. From Delhi to Jaipur, if you want to go, Delhi is one object, Jaipur is another. In between is the distance. And distance is also expression of space. Distance is not directly seen, but from the objects we infer the distance. Similarly, from the objects we infer directions. Again, from the objects we also infer time. Suppose one object is there. After some time it is like this, after it keeps on changing. So before it was like that, now it is like this, later on it becomes like that. So this before, now, later is expression of time. And a time is also experienced with respect to the change which we see in objects. You look at the horizon, you see the moon rising, so it is one time. Then we see, look at the moon is right on top of the horizon, on top of our head. So moon was there and now it is here. So this difference is experienced as time. Difference in the movement of objects. So though space and time is not seen directly, but through the objects we infer the presence of space and time. Objects are creations of Prajapati. Movement is also because of the Shakti of Prajapati, Prana. Therefore, time is also expression of Prajapati only. Time is also expression of Prajapati. When the whole creation goes into pralay, the objects as well as the Shakti, the Prana, and time also merges into that Brahma. When we say Sadeva Swami Damagrasit, before creation, only Sat alone was there. In that Sat, the matter, the energy, the time, the space, everything is merged into it. Remain like that. Therefore, in Gita, Bhagavan says that I am Akshaya Kalaha. Akshaya Kal, I am that immutable time. Bhagavan calls himself immutable time, indivisible time. So Bhagavan as indivisible, immutable time alone expresses as divisible time. So what we experience is divisible time. Time divided into year, month, day, minute, or hour, minute, seconds. That is divisible time. But what is the source of this divisible time? The indivisible time, who is Brahma himself. So what is the source of matter? Brahma. What is the source of energy? Brahma. What is the source of time? Brahma. What is the source of space? Brahma. It's very interesting, very deep. So here the teacher says, कि संवत्सरो वै प्रजापति, Prajapati is संवत्सर. So our Shankaracharya writes कि चंद्रादित्य निवर्त्य तिथ्य होरात्र समुदायो ही संवत्सरः. Shankaracharya says that is year is the expression of the movement of Chandra and Surya. sun and the moon, moon and the sun. From them only is derived the tithi, vara, nakshatra, masa, samvatsara, etc. are derived from the movement of the sun and the moon only. Therefore, they are the expression of sun and sun and moon are expression of Prajapati, so they are expression of Prajapati alone. And this time is also Mithuna Roop. They are also like Mithuna. So time also is Prana and Rai. Rai and Prana. So when one focuses on the Rai aspect of time, then we move on the Dakshinayan Marga. And when we focus on the Prana aspect of time, we move on the Uttarayan Marga. I hope you could understand what I said. You please listen to this pravachan again, and we will conclude now and meet again on Wednesday. Till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to the pravachan again, share this video with your friends and relatives and on your various groups. You can also, if you have not subscribed for my channel, you please do so. You also like and comment and discuss and express your views. And also, if you have any questions, you may write your questions. So one should do the journey, not just passive listening, but should listen proactively. So more we will see on Wednesday. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Bole Siya Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari